Chasun in 2019 is still that violent proccing, attack buff giving.
That's a lot of damage.
Yes. Yeah! Comters has not touched her ever since their initial nerf post-release. Goddamn, they really need to do more testing before they release new monsters, what the fuck. And the player base used her. The synergy of Theomars, Chasun, X was unbeatable in Guild War if you did not build stuff that hard countered it. It basically guaranteed 2 or 3 turns of uptime for Theomars to do what he does best. Fuck up your day and bully you until you move to another town, just to realize that everybody owns Theomars, because it was, by the way, a free-to-play monster. What the fuck? Let me clarify. These teams are not broken or unbeatable, just extremely RNG heavy and caught people off guard for a solid year. If you watched my last video on Tark and you look past the 2 or 3 layers of salt, you remember that there are 2 ways that the meta is changing. Seems like for Chasun the meta was sort of a mixture of both aspects, with people figuring out free-to-play teams to counter very common Chasun defenses, and also the developers literally buffing a whole plethora of monsters that in some way counter Theomars Chasun. Ethna, Copper, and literally every wind nuker under the sun. Wow, they actually really tried hard on this one. Wow. But sample, Chasun is also good with other situations. Well, that's true, Timmy. But just because it works in Fighter 3 doesn't actually mean that it's good. This game is all about efficiency, and while Chasun can be used in other teams, this does not mean that a Triana or a Fran would not be much better, and also, by the way, easier to skill up on top of that. And while we're on the topic of skill ups, holy fuck, don't be that guy to use Devilmons on her. I would seriously hate to have you in my sub box, my dude. And even when comparing her to other Skydancers, it becomes painfully obvious how bad she scaled into 2019. I made a video on both other elements before, basically indirectly talking about Chasun in both of them, like a year ago. But just because people can't be asked to bother to take a second or 2 out of their day to scroll down my channel into the old school area where I was still having long hair and totally did not look like a little bitch, being salty over nothing and irrelevant as fuck, well, at least it's good to see that not a lot has changed ever since then. God damn it, I want to die. But to go back on track, Skydancers, yeah. Yeah, both other elements are still best in slot for potential endgame teams, which you really cannot say about Chasun. Usually at this point of the video I have one segment about potential team compositions for monsters that I'm reviewing, but if you can't tell by now, I'm not Chasun's biggest fan anymore. But with that said, this doesn't hinder me from giving her a somewhat solid violence set and using her in plenty of different teams just because she's average in most of the situations that I can use her in. So while Fran is the cute little model girl you used to bang on the side that totally didn't peak when she was 21, Chasun is the stay-at-home chick that makes you dinner when you're sick and that you can take to church on Sundays, because why the fuck wouldn't you? I don't even know where I was going with this, but yeah, just have some fun with the Guild War fights that I recorded, just to get my video over 10 minutes. Thanks for watching, you guys. Alright, here we go, and he is actually moving first. And is that gonna be a dead Ciara? No, we cut in between. He didn't speed tune him correctly, but that's probably still a dead Ciara, right? Okay, we stunned the Theomars, and I think I want to play it safe and give Theomars a bomb, but we're not going to detonate it. Is it right? Yeah, that's why you want to do it. Did you just see it? Theomars just procced Violent. Nice counter. So what do you want to do? I think we're going to go for the fly. Okay, that's a revenge Theomars. Didn't see that in ages. So we're going to just kill the Theomars through the K-Mon shield. We're going to Fallen Blossom. Okay, so that worked out pretty well, I'd say. I mean, Chasun didn't really contribute too much. She basically just healed Orion once, but that's that. So what do you want to do? I think we're gonna bump the K-Mon actually, because, I mean, Orion is annoying and everything, I get that, but K-Mon is pretty much the only damage dealer, and with 3 units on the board, the Harmless Prank, I mean, it's scary and stuff, but there's pretty much just this one turn where K-Mon nearly one-shot me either way. If that was a Violent K-Mon, the fight would have been over right now. Okay, but it's still gonna be clutch until Chasun. She didn't proc Violent, alright. Chasun isn't what she used to be, apparently. Okay, we're gonna bump the K-Mon again, and I think we're gonna detonate it at this point. I think it's a little bit safer for me to not detonate, but we kill him anyway. Let's see if we can outspeed that guy. Yeah, we can. And he doesn't have, I mean, his Mihyang has war runes, and that's gonna be annoying and everything, but okay, and we land the provoke on both of them. That is pretty huge, I have to say. So what we're gonna do right now is I think I want to protect because the Perna is gonna do a bunch of damage, and yeah, that would have probably killed my Jean at this point. So definitely a good choice on our side. I kind of expected the Perna to proc Violent as well, but of course we do not land the ammo break on the Jean. Get stunned. Healing music, yeah, that just happens. Okay, and nice proc. 3 procs in a row, good one, good one. Okay, what's happening? What's happening? Oh, we're gonna have to Fallen Blossom the Jean. I think we probably have like 1 or 2 more turns. Oh, we have to provoke up again. Nice. So Jean is kind of carrying us right there at this point, I think. And the problem is that also the Triana is on Nemesis runes from what I can tell. So this is gonna be really annoying to deal with. And she just doesn't take any damage. And she procs every fucking turn. It's so annoying. I think I want to go for the Pref Protection. Also because if the Mihyang procs a Violent, yeah, he's gonna Reckless Assault and nearly kill my Jean. That stuff just like, you don't have to feel bad if you don't know stuff like that, but it's just, after playing this game for so long, you just kind of know stuff like this. But as you guys can see, like running a Chasun in these sort of teams against G3 defenses, like my Jean is gonna die at this point, and Chasun didn't do shit in this fight, right? Like she basically just healed, topped everybody off. But the issue isn't really that my people aren't on full HP. The issue is that I'm getting one shot, and Chasun doesn't do anything against that. So yeah, just as a sort of like a good example, I feel like we're gonna quit the fight at this point and just kind of move on to the next one, I suppose. And he's moving first, and yeah, we can just top ourselves off, I think. We might move in between. No, we don't. So this is happening. We're gonna... Okay, so Jean actually used a Pref Protection. Unfortunately, we glanced anyways. And at this point, the thing is, I kind of want to top myself off, right? Do you want to do that? Or do we want to go for the silence? I think I want to go for the silence on the Jean because I'm just kind of scared of that. So, and we removed... So my Kumar is on Revenge runes, and we just landed a Revenge strip, I think, if I remember correctly. Or did we? I can't remember. I think the Jean only has... Okay, so we're gonna have to meditate at this point. Nice procs, and I don't think that this is gonna kill the... So we're just gonna bump the Jean just to be safe. I think the Triana has like a couple more turns on her cleanse anyways. Okay, yeah, now it's up again. Yeah, it works like a charm. And there we go with the provoke. Perfect, perfect. Okay, and I think the Kumar, he might actually, like next turn, he's gonna have his strip up again, right? And by the way, my Kumar, I mean the Mihyang has a 3rd skill up again. My Kumar is on Despair runes, if you guys couldn't tell, just as a side note. So just to clarify that, let's go for another Amuse. And we need to silence. We need to silence all of them. Please silence the Triana. Oh, actually we land a stun. Not that good, but whatever. Nice proc. So this is not going to kill though because of Triana passive. God damn it! Look at that. We just keep needing to heal, which is really bad. I know. So let's go for her and keep poking on the Mihyang, I suppose. We want to keep the Mihyang sort of on lockdown, and hopefully, yeah, okay. So she shielded herself because otherwise, I think the Mihyang could have used his 3rd skill again because it doesn't cost any HP like that, which is just purely insane. But whatever. I think we want to bump the Triana again, just to kind of ensure that even if she procs Violent, she's not gonna... Yeah, that's what happens. God damn it. But I'm not sure if Chasun did too much in this fight. Okay, so now... Wait, he still didn't... Okay, apparently the Mihyang AI, by the way, what it does is, if its HP is low, it's just not gonna use the Reckless Assault no matter what, from what I can tell. And I think that's gonna be it for today's video about Chasun. In today's monster discussion video, I decided to go with a little bit of a different structure compared to my normal ones, where I discuss teams and rune recommendations and all of that sort of thing. I kind of felt like it would take away from the pace of today's video, and it was written a little bit different than my regular ones, simply because I feel like with Chasun, there's like nothing more that grinds my gears than people telling me how Chasun is like a game-changing at 4 and how they're like excited to build her, especially if they're mid-game, since pretty much you're either forced to give her an insane violence set to make her work. The synergy that she gets is mostly just with bruisers, which again don't really help you out too much in progression. So you're either not going to utilize her to your full potential, or if you want to utilize her to her full potential, you're kind of sacrificing progression. And if you're endgame, I mean, like I said in the video, there are a bunch of endgame players still using her, but it's not because she's so good, but because she's just average and we already had her built for so long and we know how to utilize her, but she's really not as game-changing as people think she is. So that's sort of like the too long didn't read version of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys want to help me spread my message, make sure to leave a like, and also maybe let me know which sort of units you want me to talk about next. I mean, I'm pretty much doing these sort of discussion videos on units that I find overrated most of the time, but I can always just do regular showcases, so just let me know what you guys' thoughts are on this topic, if you guys think the same way, or if you guys got any points where you disagree with me. I'm totally open for everything else, and until then, see you guys in my next video.